Hi, everybody. Today I'm going to be reading a newspaper from July 3rd, 1884, about a creature that was captured above Yale, British Columbia. And it reads as follows. In the immediate vicinity of Number 4 Tunnel, situated some 20 miles above the village, are bluffs of rocks, which have hitherto been unsurmountable. But on Monday morning, blasts were successfully scaled by Mr. Onderdonk's employees of the regular train from Whiten. Assisted by Mr. Casterton, the British Columbia Express Company's messenger, and a number of gentlemen from Whiten and points east of that place, who after both considerable trouble and perilous climbing, succeeded in capturing a creature which may truly be called half man, half beast. Jacko, as the creature has been called by his captors, is something of the gorilla type, standing about 4 feet 7 inches in height and weighing 127 pounds. He has long, black, strong hair and resembles a human being, with one exception. His entire body, except his hands or paws and feet, are covered with glossy hair about 1 inch long. His forearms is much longer than a man's forearm, and he possesses extraordinary strength, as he will take hold of a stick and break it by wrenching or twisting it, which no living man could break in the same way. Since his capture, he is very reticent, only occasionally uttering a noise which is half bark and half growl. He is, however, becoming daily more attached to his keeper, Mr. George Tilbury of this place, who proposes shortly starting for London, England, to exhibit him. His favorite food so far is berries, and he drinks fresh milk with evident relish. By advice of Dr. Hannington, raw meats have been withheld from Jacko, as the doctor thinks it would have a tendency to make him savage. The mode of capture was as follows. Ned Austin, the engineer, on coming in sight of the bluff at the eastern end of Number 4 tunnel, saw what he supposed to be a man lying asleep in close proximity of the track, and as quickly as though blew the signal to apply the brakes. The brakes were instantly applied, and in a few seconds the train was brought to a standstill. At this moment the supposed man sprang up, and uttering a sharp, quick bark, began to climb the steep bluff. Conductor R.J. Craig and express messenger Custerton, followed by the beggarman and brakesman, jumped from the train, and knowing they were some 20 minutes ahead of time, gave immediate chase. After 5 minutes of perilous climbing, the then supposed demented Indian was corralled in a projecting shelf of rock where he could neither ascend or descend. The query now was how to capture him alive, which was quickly decided by Mr. Craig, who crawled on his hands and knees until he was about 40 feet above the creature. Taking a small piece of loose rock, he let it fall, and it had the desired effect on rendering poor Jacko incapable of resistance for a time at least. The bell rope was then brought up, and Jacko was now lowered to terra firma. After firmly binding him and placing him in the baggage car, off brakes was sounded and the train started for Yale. At the station, a large crowd who had heard of the capture by telephone from Spusman Flat were assembled, each one anxious to have the first look at the monstrosity. But they were disappointed, as Jacko had been taken off of the machine shops and placed in charge of his present keeper. The question naturally rises, how come the creature where it was first seen by Mr. Austin? From bruises about its head and body and apparent soreness since its capture, it is supposed that Jacko ventured too near the edge of the bluff, slipped, fell, and lay where found until the sound of rushing train aroused him. Mr. Those White and Mr. Gowen C.E., as well as Mr. Major, who kept a small store about half a mile west of the tunnel during the past 2 years, have mentioned having seen a curious creature at different points between camps 13 and 17, but no attention was paid to their remarks, as people came to the conclusion that they had either seen a bear or a stray Indian dog. Who can unravel the mystery that now surrounds Jacko? Does he belong to a species hitherto unknown in this part of the continent, or is he really what the train man first thought he was, a crazy Indian? So anyway, that's the story from Yale B.C. from 1884, and who knows if it's real or not, because a lot of times, they were just trying to sell newspapers, but Anyway, it's a good story, and it would be an early account of Bigfoot. So thanks a lot. Bye.